Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Justin Burke. I'm the singer-songwriter and vocal coach.
But for your eyes scare the stars above. I'll spend all that I have to keep you up. Yeah.
In my last reaction to BLACKPINK, I promised that I was going to do a video dedicated to Rosé and breaking down her vocals and just explaining a little bit more of why she is such a captivating vocalist, why you love her, and why I love her. And so this is going to be a bit of a bird's eye view. If you enjoyed this, leave me a comment and I can always dive deeper. You know I'm such a dork, so I can always dive deeper into all of these different categories and make a whole bunch of sub-points if you are interested in that. Now, I'm just going to touch on these subjects and I'm not actually going to explain how you can improve these different areas of your own voice, but it's going to give you some topics that you can start researching, and I have a bunch of videos on my channel that will help you, as well as Singer down in the description. That will get you an amazing voice. If you are interested in improving your voice, you can work with me on Singer down below. But all right, let's get into this. Without a doubt, the first reason why Rosé is so captivating is her unique vocal tone, and unique is the key word there. So if you want to be a commercial singer, it's all about the uniqueness. It's all about being able to hear a voice and immediately know who that is. Like if you were going to sing, we would need to develop a tone for you where it's like you are singing, people can listen to it, they're not even looking at you, and they know it's you. And Rosé has that. And think about any of the most successful artists. Just think about it real quick. Every one of their vocal tones you can pick out. You can hear it. You don't even have to know it's them, but you know it's them just by listening. That is so important, having a unique vocal tone, and Rosé has that. I was talking to a producer friend of mine the other day, and we were just talking about how it's all about vocal tone when it comes to commercial music and being a star. Pitch can be improved quickly. You know, you do some of the exercises on Singer, or even with auto-tune nowadays, it's like pitch can be improved quickly. But the vocal tone, that is what captivates people, and that's what tells the story. That's what sticks in people's minds. And so if you want to be a better singer, you're going to have to focus on your vocal tone, and that is something that Rosé really has built, an incredible vocal tone. Another thing that is so unique about her singing is her unique articulation. The way that she speaks, the way that she sings the words. And I think a lot of that might come from her accent, but also if you listen to a compilation of her vocals, you'll just be able to hear the different consonants she uses, the way that she phrases the song. She's singing it in a way that is different from others. And again, that is the key word. It's all about the uniqueness of the artist. It's all about when you're singing, you need people to know immediately that it's you without even seeing you. Another reason why she captivates people and why she is so skilled is her breath support, her breath management. The way that she's able to consistently release air, keep that consistent airflow while she's doing all these crazy moves. And even in the K-pop industry in general, I mean, if you think about it, they are up doing all these crazy like back bends where like I would need a chiropractor. They're doing all these dances. Yeah, this is my version of the dance. I dance like an old man. That is why you should never invite me to a party. Not that anybody invites me to a party. Someone please invite me to a party. But the amount of breath management that it takes to be able to keep the stability in her voice and keep the pitch and keep that beautiful vocal tone while she's doing all those dance moves and moving around while the adrenaline's pumping up, that is not easy, and she has trained that over and over again. Another reason why we love her so much is because she's a multi-instrumentalist, and that's even subconscious. We might not realize it, but just the fact that she is up there showing another skill of the guitar while she's singing puts her in a whole nother category. Because I don't know if many K-pop artists are able to play other instruments, but unless they're a band, typically they're just dancing and they're never actually shown performing with different instruments. And again, I could continue dorking out on all of the different vocal aspects, even the way that she modifies the vowel on the end of a held out note. You'll even notice how, this is just a side point, she'll keep a vowel on a held out note, but then by the end of that note, she will always tend to raise the jaw, close out the vowel, add a little bit of vibrato. So it's these little stylistic techniques that just like also put her in a category above and captivate people in. I won't get too much in that right now. If you want more of that, let me know. But the last thing I'm gonna say is just her likability. And the fact that she doesn't feel like she has to be perfect. That's the vibe that I get from her. She doesn't feel like she has to put on some front or be perfect. And I would even say that she doesn't feel like she has to take herself seriously. I mean, you can look at different clips of her performing and she's laughing in some of them. She's having a good time. And I'll say this as well, and this can even be encouragement for you, but many times, like, let's say a vocalist joins singer and is now able to do all these crazy riffs and runs and hit these high notes. What sometimes can happen is that then every word becomes a high note, every word becomes a crazy riff, and it's just too much, and it like puts people off, it becomes unrelatable, and it just is kind of show-offy, and no one likes a show-off. Whereas Rosé, although she's not always hitting the highest notes, she's not always doing the craziest riffs and runs, she's telling a story with her voice. She's so relatable, her voice is relatable, her energy that she performs with is so relatable and so likable that I would argue Rosé can move people more emotionally and can speak to people more than some of those other K-pop artists who vocally are just like, ah! You know what I'm saying? Like vocally, I don't know what that was, but vocally they're just all over the place. Rosé doesn't need to do that, and she's still able to captivate people in, and that can be encouraging to you because relatively quickly you can get to a place vocally where then it's just about portraying the right emotions, and you can quickly get to where you can captivate people in because you don't need to hit the craziest high notes. It's good to be able to hit those. It's good to be able to have your pitch just spot on. But the most important thing is tone, and the most important thing is telling that story, and that's what Rosé does so well. And her likability, I mean, how can you not like her when you see her on stage? So that's another thing. If you perform, make sure that you're not taking yourself too seriously, and also that you're able to portray the right emotions. So those are a few reasons why Rosé is so great. So many more vocally that I could get to as well, and maybe I will get to that and make this a multi-part series. But for now, I hope that enlightened you a little bit on maybe some reasons why you liked her that you weren't even consciously aware of, and now you can become more conscious of it as you are working on your own voice, and you can take some of those same techniques from her, the reasons why she is so great, and figure out, well, how can you start working on your uniqueness? How can you start working on your articulation, on your vocal tone, on your likability, performing, all that good stuff. So anyway, tons of love. If you want to take a free singing lesson, you can take that on my site down below. Just make sure that you record your voice before it, go through it, record it after, and that's when you really will hear an improvement in your voice. All right, I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.
But for your eyes, scare the stars above. I'll spend all that I have to keep you up. Yes, I'll be there for you.
I'll be there. I won't let down. No, you can count